to explain for somebody that's never ever tried the wines of Clos de Val about your style, what would you say?
It's a wine style that is approachable. It's something that is soft. It captures all the different sensory elements, whether the aromatics, the different areas on your palate, which are activated and expressed based off of different characteristics. It's a style that we use the term complexity. To me, that's really layers, where the beginning of the sip gives you a certain element of whether it's the flavor of the fruit, which flavor-wise it's very fresh, red, blue, and black in terms of fruit characteristics. You get some raspberry and some cherry, but you also get some dark blueberry, some blackberry components to it. The smoothness is really from the tannin structures, which our site is really, and this area within Napa is really known for its silky smooth tannin structure.
Tell me the background and the story of this fantastic place, Clos de Val.
Our first vintage was made in 1972, but the origin really starts back not here in Napa Valley, but in Europe, in Bordeaux, where my grandparents, they lived a bit east of, in just outside of Paris, but my grandfather's family had deep roots in the Bordeaux region as wine merchants and as winemakers, and he was set on creating a story around the Bordeaux varietal winemaking, the inspiration of really the philosophy of winemaking in Bordeaux, but finding somewhere outside of Bordeaux to create this. He was fortunate to meet a young, aspiring winemaker to go on this vision quest together. This gentleman's name was Bernard Portet. That became the beginning, and that lasted the better part of 3 years until they ultimately selected where we're sitting here today, in the heart of Stag's Leap District, which is one of the 17 AVAs of Napa Valley today.
Sitting here in the middle here of the vineyard, tell me about all what's happening around here and those huge buildings. What's going on inside there?
We sit here on 2 vineyard parcels. Together they are 120 acres, so roughly call it 50 hectares roughly. These are all planted to Bordeaux red varietals, with the dominant varietal being Cabernet Sauvignon, but we also have planted Merlot, Cabernet Franc, Petit Verdot, Malbec. That's the makeup of our estate home here in Stag's Leap. We do have one additional vineyard site just behind you, west, on the other side of the Napa River, which separates what would be on the east side, which is the Stag's Leap AVA or appellation, and on the west side you then go into Yountville. The building behind us is it's a combination of a hospitality center, but really that's not the core. The core is it's where we make all of our wines. So it's our processing facility. It's where we age our wines. It's where we store our finished wines as well, whether it's current vintage releases or our museum, our library. Building was first built in 1973.
What 3 wines do we have here? And is that the full range of wines that you produce?
So what we have in front of us are a Sauvignon Blanc, a Cabernet Sauvignon, and a red wine, or a Bordeaux varietal blend. These are our 3 core wines that you'll find here in our tasting room, in retail stores and restaurants across the US, as well as across 15 different markets internationally. The red blend, or the red wine we have, which we have named Yountville, that is a blended expression of this vineyard estate in Stag's Leap. And the 3 additional wines we make for our consumer direct is a rosé of Cabernet Franc, a Cabernet Franc, and a Cabernet Sauvignon. So we'll start with the Sauvignon Blanc. So like all wines, whether they have varietal designations on the label or not, this is a blended wine. So it's a combination of Sauvignon Blanc and Semillon. You know, we're looking for a wine that is going to bring both freshness in the aromaticity, really bring to life that varietal in both the mouth flavor as well as the aromatics you get on the nose. And I think you see here you've got combination of some stone fruit character. You get some floral notes, some white flower notes. Those same characteristics, I think, carry on to the palate. You have, you know, to me, the freshness of the wine really, it's carrying through that mouth-watering sensation you get. That's the acid that's carrying that. It's also the acidity that's lifting the flavor of the fruit. So then, if we migrate to our Cabernet Sauvignon, so this is not a single vineyard designate wine. This is a wine that combines both different varietals as well as different sites. So we have some fruit that comes from our vineyard here in Stag's Leap District. We have a fair amount of fruit that comes from our vineyard just west of us in Yountville. And then we have a small collection of growers in that neighborhood. And so this wine is Cabernet Sauvignon based. About 80% of it Cabernet Sauvignon, but it has a little bit of Merlot, a little bit of Cabernet Franc, Petit Verdot, and Malbec. And I think you really see that to me, I see that quite pronounced on the nose. You get that red fruit characteristic. To me, that really is the Merlot, and in some ways the Cabernet Franc really coming to life in the aromatics. A bit of that elegance as well. I use the term elegance. It has a smoothness on the nose. It's a bit broad as well, and I think the Malbec actually broadens that nose. I'm getting just very nice combinations of fruit flavors, nice soft tannins, not overly harsh, but good persistence. And then the third wine, Yountville. So this is all from a single source. This to us is really the North Star, or the beacon that our whole portfolio aligns behind. This is capturing the essence of that house style, expressing the house vineyard. I think it's 68% Cabernet Sauvignon, so it is dominant Cabernet Sauvignon, but it has more Merlot and Cabernet Franc than the previous wine we had. It has a little bit more Malbec and Petit Verdot, and we wanted to not have this be varietal driven because we knew that there are going to be most years where we want slightly less than 75% Cabernet Sauvignon to make our view is the complete expression of this vineyard. To me, the main difference between the red wine that we had before, other than where the fruit is sourced, and I think what this shows about this site is this wine is a little bit more focused in my mind. The tannins are even more present, but not in a harsh way. It's very soft.
So if you look into the crystal ball then, into the future, what do you see?
I believe strongly that where we're trying to go is back to where we started, and doing that in a way where you have a continuous mindset of evolving and improving, but never running away from who you are as an identity.
If you were to give an advice to a young person that was to get into the wine world, what would you say?
Learn about the product first and how the product is made. I would say travel the world of wine and gain different perspectives on how to make wine and bring wine to the market. have a great sense of humility and learn from those who have done it before.